Hey, what's up? What's going on, my peoples? It's me, Mary Jane. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So, anyways, let's get into it. Power, season 4, episode 5. Some unbelievable stuff as Ghost killing the prison guard Marshall. Marshall Williams, aka Charlie Murphy, Tony Teresi coming to, save the situation, and they get away with it. And what else is unbelievable is, Ghost being let free, and Angela testifying and, throwing herself and her team under the bus so Ghost can get out. And then Simon Stern, he comes, and he probably is gonna save the day financially. And we'll see. And then so anyways, let's get into it. So anyways, Angela, she's running, she's with her sister or whatever. And basically the theme of that, of her running, was just to say that she can't run, she can't hide anymore. It's time to tell the truth. It's time to be real. And that's what she's gonna do ultimately in this episode. So then we get to, Ghost meeting up with his lawyer now, which is, Terry Silver. And so Jamie's like, to Terry, I wonder if you can handle this shit. I wonder if you can handle this. I wonder if you're ready to represent a kingpin. So anyways, Terry says that I'm the only nigga that's standing between you and the needle. So it's funny to see how Terry's kind of like taking on like Ghost's attitude, being all thuggish, you know what I mean, and saying that to him, because basically, Terry comes from the suburbs, a different background, but it seems like he likes Ghost's type of living situation, and he's liking that he's representing this criminal. And he's also liking Ghost's wife, because you can see that he's feeling Tasha when he tells Tasha that, you're the realest thing ever. You're a strong woman. You a strong woman. Anyways, so it's like, okay. So, Terry, he's letting Ghost know that, there's going to be a forager hearing, to find out about, if there's any money that's going to criminal activity, because if there is, they can use the RICO law. And basically, is everything clean? Because since Tasha is, and head of the financial aspect of their business, she might be called to stand, and is everything straight with her? Is she on the up and up? Because if not, all of y'all can go down under RICO. And RICO was used to bring down supposedly a lot of the mob organizations and some of the gang members and gang leaders. So anyways, so Terry's just like, I just want to make sure there's no corruption going on. Everything's good. Everything's on the up and up. Because you don't want to be connected to a criminal enterprise, because they can use the RICO law. So anyways, so Jamie was like, nope, everything's all good, everything's all straight. But little do he know, they find some information. The FBI has found some information. So anyways, we get to, Angela. She goes and she's talking to Mike Sandoval, and basically she's telling him that, hey, did you look at your security tapes and shit? There's no proof that, between the time Jamie was arrested, there's no way he went near the bar, hit the gun, or anyone else. So I think we need to let the defense know, because it seems like he might have been set up. And so Micah was like, I don't give a shit about none of that. He was like, I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't know what you're talking about, bitch, but right now we got Ghost and we gonna get him. And so then that's when Sax walks in, was like, hey, guess what, we found some information on the forager sequest of Jamie St. Patrick's financial. And what it is, they find a $700,000 check that Tommy has wrote to Ghost, And so where did Tommy get that $700,000 from? And so why did Ghost take that money? So they believe that was a payoff for, Jamie St. Patrick to kill Agent Knox, basically, because Agent Knox was going after Tommy at first with the Lobos case and all that other good stuff. So it was like, hey, this is it, and Angela's in the room and she hears this information. She was like, she just sees that her prosecution team don't give a shit about the surveillance, the footage, the traffic stop, or anything like that. And so now she's really feeling that, okay, Ghost is probably really actually telling the truth, and I gotta get my man out of jail. I gotta get me some more of that dangling stuff. But that's what it seems like. And so anyways, and so, Angela thinks that, Ghost may be innocent, and she lets, Mike Sandoval know, but he ain't trying to hear that, because he's the one that's guilty, and somebody has to be taken down for his crime, and it can't be him at this point. So anyways, now they're all talking, all the lawyers are talking that, okay, Marks, Mike, and Sachs can possibly get Ghost for the RICO law, and they're happy. John Marks, they're happy. So they feel like, okay, this is a whole nother angle that we can go after Ghost, proving that he was a higher hitman. So anyways, moving forward, Tereshi, he lets, the guard know, Marshall Williams, aka Charlie Murphy, know that, hey, the reason why you're probably going to be transferred is because of Jane St. Patrick, and we both got an enemy in common, so let's get that dude or whatever. That seems like that was the gist of the plan at first, but it seems like it's not going to follow through that way. We all know it doesn't. So anyways, oh, so anyways, so Tony is telling the guard Marshall that Jamie's the one that got you out of here, so it's gonna be a long ride to where you're going. And so now Marshall's upset, he's mad, he's angry. And Tony Teresi's trying to do his thing, because he has to get back at Ghost, because Ghost ultimately beat him when it came to using the mind and logically thinking. Jamie St. Patrick outsmarted Tony Teresi, and he thought he was going to be getting 20 grand a week, and there's a no-go. That's not happening anymore. So he's maneuvering a new way to get close to Ghost, or get under Ghost's skin. So it sounds like it's going down. So anyways, Tasha, she calls she's talking to the lawyer, and the lawyer is telling her that she may need to testify, and is everything on an up and up with her situation, with her and her taking care of the finance of the weed shop and also of the Club Truth. And she goes, yeah, everything's good, there's no problem going on, everything is fine. So and that's when Terry compliments her, telling how strong she is and whatever. So but then also there was a comment left on the video last week about the about Power and Future Trader. Like, he predicted and I was thinking it, but he predicted that Simon Stern will be coming back in the picture to try to help Ghost, because he's another man that Ghost outsmarted, and he wants to come back in because he wants to get revenge on Ghost, and he wants to have it up on him, because Ghost is a criminal, Ghost is this, Ghost is that, he's from the hood, but he outsmarted a lot of people, and people don't like that. You know what I mean? Especially it being Ghost outsmarting business, FBI agents. So anyways, Tommy's over there with Lakeisha. He's talking to her, and so then he get the text from Tasha telling him that, everything is going down. Things are going down. They want me to testify, this RICO hearing and all this other stuff. And Joe Proctor's not on the case anymore. So Tommy runs up on Joe Proctor, throws him up against the wall, swings his arm all the way behind his back real tight, like he's a police officer. He knows their brutal tactics. And so, Joe is like, come on, let me go. You're going to break my arm. And so Tommy was like, I don't give a fuck. And so anyways, he goes, how come you didn't tell me that you're off the case and Tasha might have to testify? And then, Joe was like, that might have to happen, because, that's the only way that could, prove that, Ghost has no type of enterprise, and they can't use the law against him, the RICO law against him or whatever. And so, Joe is like, but they need her. So he was like, everything should be all set because ain't Tasha legit or whatever. And so then that's when Tommy goes, no, she's not legit. She's just like one of us. And then, Joe was like, why are you telling me this now? Because it's a need to know basis, motherfucker. And now you need to know. And he was like, oh my God, how come you guys didn't tell me this? Like, they put her on stand. They're gonna rip her to shreds, and they're gonna prove that there's a RICO act, and it's gonna be terrible and it's gonna be bad. So she can't testify. And so, Tommy's like, I can't believe this shit. So anyways, after, Tommy and Joe Proctor are finished talking, you notice that somebody's watching them. It looks like somebody's watching them. Is it the FBI watching them, or is it Simon Stern watching them? Because he wants his club back, and Ghost got to up and up on him, and he wants to get revenge, in my opinion. So anyways, that's where we at with that. And so anyway, Patah, he's calling, Tommy, like, Tommy, Chicago wants to know what's going on with these clubs, what's going on with the weave shop, like, when we gonna start pushing drugs, when we gonna get this stuff moving. But nobody understands that the FBI are watching. So, but they still want that money, so greedy for money that they're probably all gonna get busted. While Jamie St. Patrick is in jail for killing the FBI agent, these motherfuckers want Tommy and the organization to keep running money and drugs or whatever. Like, come on, isn't that a bad idea? Yes. So if Chicago was smart, they would just get rid of Tommy and get rid of, Ghost, and have Patah or Julio or Dre, take over the situation, because Tommy and, Ghost are just too hot right now. And so is Lakeisha too hot, and Tasha's too hot. So they need to take out Lakeisha and get her out the system, get her out the situation or whatever. But we'll see what happens. So anyways, Simon Stern, he goes and he visit Ghost and tell Ghost that he's innocent, and he knows that he's an innocent man. He goes, when you get into our type of tax bracket, you know what happens, right? People want to come after you. Sometimes you bump your head a little times, but you know what? We all support each other and we help each other out in needs, and when we need somebody or in the time of need. And so Simon Stern is like telling Ghost, like, I got your back. Let me be your floater. Let me help you out with your situation. Let me be your floater. Let me do all this for you. And so Ghost is like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want your help. No bueno. No help. I don't. So anyways, but we ultimately know Tasha's probably going to call Simon and use him, and Ghost is probably going to have to use Simon Stern in the future, unless he can get drugs moving and pushing when he gets out of jail. But it seems like, Tommy's going to probably disappear. He's going to and Dre, and then now you got Cannon. So anyways, Ghost got it hard right now. So anyways, Angela, she meets up with Joe Proctor, and she let Joe Proctor know what's going on. She lets Joe Proctor know that they found a $700,000 check that Tommy wrote to Ghost, and they're gonna use that at the trial, at the hearing, the forfeiture hearing, and it's not looking good. And so, since Joe Proctor got that information, he runs back. He lets Terry know the information. So Tasha's not going to testify. Ghost ultimately is going to testify. So anyways, because, Angela's telling him that, at the surveillance tape, there's no proof of Ghost having a gun, putting a gun, stashing a gun, or anybody else doing that. And she told her partners, but they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They really want Ghost bad. So it seems like it's going down. So we get, Tasha and Keisha, they meet up, they're talking and whatever, because, Tasha's trying to pick out a dress to wear to court. And so Lakeisha, she can't keep her mouth closed. Like, I've been telling her to be quiet, but she keeps running her mouth talking about, she get a text and she's acting all like, oh, that's my man or whatever. And so Tasha is very smart. She picks up on it. And so then Lakeisha tells her that he's a white guy. He's not just any white guy. He's a cool white boy. He ain't no herb or nothing like that. And so that's when, Tasha realized that it's Tommy. And so it's going down for Lakeisha. It's going down for Keisha. Keisha's going to get murked. So anyways, or she's going to snitch. So anyways, James is going to take the stand and all that other good stuff. He takes the stand and they try to make him look bad, but ultimately he wins his part of the trial, and the judge throws out the case. Angela looks bad. The prosecution team looks bad. The judge ordered for all the prosecution team to be suspended for their patterns of disrespect for the court, disrespect of the law, and disrespect of the system, and lying and withholding evidence. And then the judge also learns that Angela Valdez was sleeping with Ghost, and she probably helped him out in the Lobos case. And on top of that, she didn't report the fingerprints until 24 hours after the fingerprints were on file. So anyways, Ghost thanks Angela, and Angela's like, don't thank me. You might have got away with this. You're probably innocent of this crime, but you have done plenty of crime, motherfucker. She's still on her fucking high horse. She needs to fall off that high horse and jump into a river and drown. So anyways, Ghost does meet up with Angela, and Angela tells Ghost about the $700,000 check or whatever, and all that information, what they're going to use at the trial, I guess. So it wasn't Proctor that told Terry. So anyways, Angela's back there helping her man. She's helping Ghost, and it looks like Ghost might be want some of that old thing back. So now we know how Ghost is able to handle himself on trial. But Ghost is ultimately upset at Terry because he feels like Terry let them ask him too many questions, and he didn't object enough to what the prosecution was saying about Ghost. But it's just not over yet, because they dismissed the case. The judge dismissed the case without prejudice. So ultimately they can bring the charges back on Ghost if they find some more information. And we know somebody is watching Tommy and Joe Proctor, so it could be the FBI agent, and it could be Simon Stern, or it actually could be Batar in Chicago, because they probably need somebody new to come in town. And will they meet up with Cannon, with Chicago get in contact with Cannon? Is that a possibility? Probably not, but it would be interesting. It'll be interesting to watch Ghost's face. So anyways, everything's going down so far. It seems like, Ghost right now, he's doing good. He done killed a prison guard and got away with it. So, but also Ghost tells Angela when he broke into, Agent Stack's house, that the phone wasn't, there was a phone, the mold phone wasn't there, but when he left and he saw the pictures of the evidence, now the mold phone is there. So he's like telling Angela somebody planted that phone in as the most, and Angela is thinking about that possibly could be true, but who's to say Greg didn't bring that phone home? And so how do I know that that really happened? So Ghost was like, yo, I heard you talk to Greg about some MJ or whatever. And so that really got Angela to thinking, and that's why she get on stand and she testified for Ghost, because she's a ride or die chick. She's a ride or die chick now. After all the shit that happened, now she want that good old thing back. So anyways, there we go. And so Ghost has to make sure he proves that check is not a pay for hire murder. So Terry's conclusion is that everything is going like planned, and truth will be open soon and the weave shop will be open soon. So we'll see what happens with all that good stuff. And so we got Pincho. He's calling Tommy, was like, yo, what's up with Cristobal getting extra keys? And then after that, Colin, he calls and he asks, Tommy, what's up with Cristobal getting extra keys? And I need to know. No, not Tommy. They call Julio and ask Julio, what's going on with Cristobal getting all these extra keys and everything. And so Julio is like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? What's going down? And so why is Cristobal telling these guys that I'm hooking him up with extra keys? And so that's when, Julio girlfriend, Sarah, or fuck partner, she tells Julio that Cristobal has been coming to the Club Truth and chopping it up with Dre a lot. So now, Julio knows that Dre is his enemy. If he didn't know before, now he knows Dre is his enemy, and he got to do something about it, because Dre is actually setting up Julio to have his empire crushed and have these the people that distribute the drugs either want more keys or form a new alliance with somebody. So are they going to form a new alliance with Dre and Cannon? Is that a possibility? Or are they just going to stray away and not want to buy any drugs from, Tommy and Julio? But we know Ghost is getting out, and Ghost ain't going to allow that to happen. So basically they're messing up their enterprise. And does Chicago know that there is some type of problems going on with the drug dealers, getting their product, and one person getting more than the other one? And so now that's why Chicago wants, one of the reasons probably why Chicago wants to meet up with Tommy. So with that, we can see Dre setting up his plot and his plan and his ploy to make sure he undermines Julio, and Dre feels like he's taking over. He's the new Ghost. But it's not going to last long because Ghost is getting out of jail. So we'll see what happens. But Dre's going to have to tell the truth about some shit, He's going to have to tell the truth. And then also, we know that Tommy talks to Tariq or whatever, and he's talking to Tariq, and Tariq telling him that, Dre took him to a party, and, he had sex with this girl for the first time. And Tommy jumps across Tariq's bed with his black boots on, just stepping all over his bed. And so Tommy was like, well, make sure you strap up. Make sure you always strap up. And so Tariq is giving a little information to Tommy. So no, Tommy's not going to let this information go because he already felt like Dre was lying. So now he's going to notice that if, Julio gets a chance to talk to Tommy, going to let him know that, Dre is shady. Something's going on with Dre that ain't good. And Dre is still lying about, Tariq, where Tariq be hanging and chilling with. And so we'll see where that goes. And so anyways, we get, Patah. Patah meets up with, Tommy and Dre. They meet up or whatever. And so then Dre's talking about he got a new plan, like we did before when we were trying to get rid of the drugs. But, we have the guys come here, spend money on the girls. And then they order stuff or whatever. We have a carrying service that'll take it out. All the girls legit, everything straight. Tommy's like, okay, cool, that's a good idea. But Tom was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Let me just see if Chicago would like that. And so anyways, Tommy pulls Dre to the side and was like, yo, what's going on with you fucking with, Tariq? I thought this and that. And so, Dre was like, I didn't bring Tariq to a party. Tommy thing I did was take Tariq to his friend's house and drop him off. So Tommy knows Dre is lying. And then, once Tommy and Julio meet up and talk, they're going to be putting two to two together and see how Dre is trying to compromise their situation by either telling or being involved with Christopher, letting everybody else know from the key to start inside squabble with the team, inside conflict. And so, and then Dre also still not being truthful and honest about, him and Tariq because, Dre says Tariq is lying. Well, Tariq is kind of lying, but Dre was at the party. So we'll see what happens. And so Simon Stearns, he reaches out to, Tasha and was like, yo, I'll help you, whatever, when and whenever. And so Tasha was like, I don't want to hear it. I'm good, whatever. And so, but Simon Stearns does give Tasha the card and she takes it. So that just sets the, the tone up for her to call him and get in contact with him and talk to him. So anyways, Tommy got a lot of shit going on. He got a lot of things going on because he got these clubs are closed. This weave shop is closed. He got Keisha on his back and all that other good stuff. And then also him and Tasha are talking about that they might have to take down, Lakeisha. They might have to kill her because who knows if she's going to be able to hold up, especially if Tommy doesn't want anything involved, doesn't want to have a serious relationship with Keisha. And will Keisha run to the feds or will Keisha quit? So we'll find out what happens with that situation. So it's going down. And so then after that we get, So after that, it's just like, Lakeisha is probably gonna get killed, and Tasha, she doesn't even care about her girl getting killed. Like, Tasha, we think Ghost is hard, we think Tommy's hard, but Tasha is even harder. So anyways, it's going down. It's going down. It's getting interesting, but some of the stuff in the episodes it's just too quick, too easy for things to be going down. So anyways, so Ghost, he beats, the case or whatever, and then before he leaves, Tony Teresi comes up to him and was like, yo, give the cell phone to Tommy Egan or whatever. And so then Ghost is like, so are you his father or something? Maybe. Or maybe something like that. Maybe I know his father. So now we kind of see where that it seems like, that Tony Teresi could be, Tommy Egan's father, or he could know Tommy Egan's father, or he could know Tommy Egan's father, or he could be Tommy Egan's father, but he really wants to get in contact with Tommy Egan because, if Tony Teresi's wife dies, he doesn't have any family, and Tommy would be his only family. And having a son like Tommy, when you are a criminal and a mob boss, it's only good. So we'll see why he's so connected and so close to wanting to get to Tommy Egan, because Ghost is like, you always want to talk to Tommy Egan, what's good? So maybe it might come out that he's his father, he knows his father, or what. So we'll see. Or they're related somehow. or he could be his wife Connie long lost son that she probably gave up for adoption, who knows. So Tony Teresi says, make sure Tommy calls me or the feds would know that you killed William Marshall. And Tony Teresi has nothing to lose because he's facing multiple life sentences. So it's going down. It's going down on Power. So anyways, we see, Cannon, he meets up with Dre. Dre's acting like he's Ghost, like he's the man. He's the man now. And so he gives, Cannon all his money and was like, you don't need, like, you're already paid up in full. Let Tariq go. Leave Tariq alone. And in the meantime, Tariq is texting, Cannon, letting Cannon know that he's on his way or whatever. And so also Dre lets Cannon know, like, if you want to be in and you want to be on top, I think there's a way I can do this, because, Dre is causing inside conflict between the drug carriers and the drug connectors. So maybe Dre has a tap into Chicago, or maybe not. But there's a way for him to bring, Cannon in on this. And is Dre going to talk to Simon Stern and see? Because, Simon Stern wants his clubs. And so Dre is bringing Cannon in and tells Cannon that there's a way that he can get back in and he can be back on top. And would that be having all the people that buy drugs from Ghost get the drugs from Cannon, and Cannon has a connect somewhere, or Dre hooks up Cannon with Chicago? But why would Dre want to work along with Cannon? If anything, Dre should be trying to assassinate Cannon, because Cannon can bring him down with him paying him off with Ghost money, and then on top of that, having Tariq chill with Cannon and not tell Ghost or not tell Tommy or not tell Tasha. So we'll see what happens. So anyways, as they're in there talking, guess who walks in? Julio walks in and he sees Cannon talking to, Dre. So now Julio knows for a fact that Dre is his enemy and Dre's trying to take down the business, ultimately probably to be the kingpin, to be on top with Cannon or have Cannon killed. So anyways, is Julio gonna have enough time to get to either Ghost, Tasha, or anybody to let them know that Cannon's alive, or is he gonna be seen leaving the building and Cannon's gonna kill him, because Cannon will kill? But I don't think Cannon sees, Julio at all. And now we know that Tommy has been called to go to Chicago, and it's not because of the way that they're setting up the new club and the carrier thing, Chicago wants to meet Tommy for something else. So is Chicago gonna come back with this bullshit that they want him to kill Ghost, or are they gonna hold Tommy hostage and put somebody else in control? And would that be Julio? Would that be Dre? Or would that be Cannon? Or are they gonna say to Ghost that if you don't step down, we're gonna kill Tommy? So we'll see. And then we see Cannon with his wave. Tell me when Cannon wasn't going into his house. Cannon waves were like legit. His wave shit was seasick. I mean, Cannon waves was on point. So anyways, he gets into the house. His cousin got Tariq and was like, yo, so are we gonna still do this plan? Are we still gonna take down, Ghost? We're gonna use his son as hostage to get money, get all the money that we want, and kill Ghost and his son. We know that's not gonna work. So, but anyways, it's a good try. But maybe I'm wrong. If it does work, that'd be some shit. But Ghost can't get killed. It wouldn't make any more sense. But somebody's gonna be taking a vacation. It's either another vacation. Either what's his name? Ghost is gonna take another vacation, or Tommy's about to take a vacation, or Tommy's about to have to put somebody on ice. So, anyways, 50 Cent was like, okay, yeah, the plan's still down, because 50 Cent ain't saying that, hey, I got all this money from Dre. He was like, okay, what's the plan? What you want me to do? But is Cannon going to help with killing Tariq? But because we know Cannon killed his own son, but he wasn't close to his son at all. But it seems like Cannon has developed a little relationship with Tariq, and he likes to see Tariq gangster part. And when Tariq stood up to him when they was breaking into his friend's house, he was smiling. Then also he liked to see Tariq, set up his friends, to get, a lick. So we'll see what happens. And so we see Keisha, she's calling Simon Stern because they need a floater, because that's what Terry tells her if she wants to start the businesses back up, the weave shop and the club. And then they kind of hug each other. And also, Tasha was feeling Terry. Why wouldn't she? Terry's fine. And Dangos looked good in his suit when he was getting up there to testify. So anyways, So anyways, they give her like a little hug. He smells her hair, and she was like, woo, she had the shakes a little bit. And so she immediately gets on the phone and tried to get in contact with Simon. And so, so we'll see. And so now, what's her name? Cannon's cousin let Cannon know that, Ghost is going to be out soon. So we need to step up our plan and get this shit aboard. We need to do this. So anyways, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. I will be reviewing Game of Thrones and Insecure. Peace. I'm out. Please let me know what you think and your thoughts. It would be greatly appreciated.